Yo, what's the dealio, man? Listen, in this video, I want to take some time to share a journey with you, right? I want to take a minute to really speak to your soul, your spirit, right? Because this is gonna help you as a trader, but also a person, an entrepreneur, and whatever else, right? This video is not just for a trader. It's not just for somebody who wants to get in the stock market, but it's for anybody, right? There is a there is a misconception that we're all supposed to be a millionaire by 21 years old, right? There is a misconception that we're all supposed to be perfect, right? We're supposed to have the perfect body. We're supposed to have the perfect spouse. We're supposed to come from the perfect family. And all of that is really a lie. And on my journey of life, I want you to understand that we're all on a journey. Every single person on this planet is on a journey. I don't care what your life looked like. I don't care where you came from. I don't care what your background is. You are on a journey, right? I don't care if you working at the grocery store and you work an overnight shift and you stocking shelves. You are on a journey, right? And I really want you to understand that this journey that you're on, that is the true reward of it all. Because here's what happens. We get so caught up in, I gotta get this, I gotta get this, I gotta get this. It's the materialistic bullshit, right? I gotta get this watch. I gotta get this car. I gotta go live downtown. I gotta go live in that penthouse. I saw somebody on Instagram and they 23 years old and they already making $10,000 a month. And what this does is it really rushes you. It really rushes you. And that adds all this added unnecessary pressure onto your life, and it's making you become somebody that you wasn't even supposed to be. So you start to go down a path that's not in alignment with what your real life is supposed to be, and you become a different person. All because you're chasing things that are not in alignment with who you really are. Because you're not surrendering to the actual journey. You're just trying to get what other people have and what they're showing off. Right? There's a difference between being inspired by someone and trying to be someone. It's a big difference. And I really want you to understand this concept of the journey is the real reward, right? The person that you become on your journey of life is the greatest reward and gift that you can ever get. That you could ever get. But if you aren't tapped into that, if you aren't tapped into that understanding, how will you ever be able to appreciate the journey? And the reason is because a lot of times we're looking externally. A lot of the times we are always, as human beings, looking externally. We comparing ourselves or our situation to other people. You comparing yourself to the person that's on IG. You comparing your spouse to the person that's on IG. Right? You looking at other people just because they got a new car and they have a nice prestigious sounding job, and you're pursuing entrepreneurship and you may not be making $10,000 a month yet. You comparing yourself to that individual. But that's not what it's about. Because let me tell you something. You could be making the money and you could literally be so unfulfilled in life. So what is the point of it? What is the point? There is no point. It's all about learning how to surrender to the journey. The journey is the reward. It's not about what you're going through right now. good, bad, or indifferent. It's not about what you're going through right now. It's about who are you becoming. It's about what lessons are you actually learning. What lessons are you learning? Is your character being built? Are you learning principles that you're going to be able to teach your kids? Are you learning principles that you're going to be able to bring back home? I always say some people are so poor, all they have is money. If the only thing that a person has to talk about is money, they broke, they bankrupt. It's not about chasing money. Money should never impress you. Money should never impress you. A bust down rollie should never impress you. It's about character, right? Everything that I want you to look at your life, everything that you've been through. I want you to ask yourself, what have I got in return for everything that I've been through in life? And I'm pretty sure you can extract so many things from that. I don't know what you've been through, but what I do know is there's things that you can extract from your experiences. And if you ponder and meditate on those experiences, then you can say, wow, I got this, I got this, I got this. Because there are some people, they're never going to see $1 million. They're never going to see $500,000. But what they will see is ultimate love in their life. And that matters for something. Right? But I really want you to understand whatever journey you're on, because we all on a journey. I want you to stop focusing on the destination. I want you to stop focusing on the end result. Because the more that you focus on your end result, the less fulfilled and happy and joyful you will be. At some point in time, you got to learn how to appreciate where you are right now, no matter what. No matter what. You got to find solace in your now. You got to find solace in your present. In your present. Because your present is a present. Right? You got to find the peace with where you at right now. Appreciate where your feet are. Whenever you face a challenge in life, I want you to tell yourself the journey is the reward. Whenever you experience something unfavorable, I want you to tell yourself the journey is the reward. Because let me tell you something. I've had my ebbs and flows, but over time, it's funny because the simple days are what you are always going to appreciate more. As you continue to grow and elevate, things in life become a lot more complex. And then you start to appreciate the times where life was simple. Life was simple, right? It's always easy to appreciate the past when you're not there anymore. Because we think that we want what's in the future, but when the future comes, then we be like, damn, this is a lot. It's because you weren't being present. A lot of times as human beings, we have a habit of not appreciating the now because it's always about next. But the more you are only focused on the next, you ain't never going to be able to appreciate the now. And if you can't appreciate the now, in your future, you're going to have so many regrets. You're going to wish you appreciated things more. You're going to wish you did things differently. You're going to wish you had more fun. Right? All because you was only focused on the next, the almighty dollar. Right? Or some of y'all is after the attention, the validation, whatever it is. But I want you to understand that you're on a journey, and you got to ask yourself, what journey am I on? What journey am I on? And when you ask yourself that, you're going to start to give yourself and your life purpose. You're going to start to give yourself and your life meaning. You're going to start to give yourself and your life understanding. You know why? Because when you answer the question of what journey am I on, now you have something to identify with. If you just out here doing whatever, you're going to feel lost and confused. But what happens when you find that purpose and you find that meaning within your life? It's going to help you be more patient. This is the reason why whenever something challenging happens, people fold and they walk away or they give up. It's simply because they didn't understand that they were even on a journey. And I want you to understand that you are on a journey. And you are on a divine journey. You are actually on an assignment. You are on an assignment. And that assignment is a journey. Who has read the book The Alchemist? That is about a young boy on his journey. And he is voyaging through the desert to find his personal legend, his purpose. And on your journey, you're going to run into all kind of crazy shit. Right? And so the person that you become when you are on your journey traversing, that is the real value of this whole thing of life. That's what it's about. You starting a business, that's a journey. You're going to learn a lot. You start trading, that's a journey. You're going to learn a lot. You become a mother, you become a father. Those are journeys. You're going to learn a lot. Right? You become an uncle, an auntie. That's a journey. You're going to learn a lot. You get a promotion and now you overseeing a department. That's a journey. You're going to learn a lot. You go into a different career path, a career field. That's a journey. You're going to learn a lot. Right? You have a death in the family. That's a journey. You're going to learn a lot. But through it all, it's all a journey. And I want you to ask yourself, what journey am I on? What is this journey trying to teach me? Who am I supposed to become along this journey? It's not about the chase, right? It's not about the end result. It's about the climb. It's about the journey. The journey is the reward. On your journey, you're going to get built up. You're going to increase your self-belief. That's a big thing. I've had to learn how to know I can do anything. I've had to learn how to bulletproof my mind from that aspect. People are going to say bullshit things about you. They're going to talk behind your back. They're going to say that this can't be done, that can't be done. But what I want you to understand is you can make anything happen on this planet. You can make anything happen on this planet. But the only way you can do that is if you understand who you are and what you're doing and what you're pursuing and who you're becoming. These are the most important things. So I want you to understand that the journey is the reward. It ain't about the it ain't about the car. It ain't about the watch. All those is just trophies. You win a championship, you get a trophy and you put it in your cabinet. Right? But the person that you become in order to get that trophy, that's the reward. That's what people are going to look up and idolize about you. Right? Nobody idolizes or respects people for the actual trophy. They respect them for the consistency, the perseverance, the hard work, the story. Because we all have a story. And our story comes from our journey. All right? So I want you to remember, whoever you are, the journey is the reward. That's all that matters. The journey is the reward. It's not about the end result. It's not about the destination. Because what if you never get to that destination? Your whole journey, you're going to have not appreciated the journey because you were so focused on the destination, and you're going to miss everything on the journey. And that's why the journey is the true reward. So everything that you've been looking for, it's been right in front of your face the whole time. But you got to be able to see it for what it is. All right? So I just wanted to share that, man. I hope that helped you. Hope that it did something for you. All right? Like I always say, make sure you get up out of your head and go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right? And also remember, the more you study, the less you worry. All right? I'm going to see you guys on the next video. Peace.